Yeah.
It's about, just short of 70,000 songs. It's at about 350 gigabytes now.
I know the one thing you shared with us last time was the old Motown multi-tracks.
Oh, God. Unreal. Now, though I'm not necessarily in the music biz for glory in any way, shape, or form. You know, I love to play and I love music, but I wanted to get a little glory from the idea I had and hope it would come to be and be a huge success. Not even for the money, but just for the success. I'll let the cat out of the bag here now and hope that somebody at Motown realizes that you have a treasure, a priceless treasure in the Motown karaoke series. It's your original artist singing the original track, solo lead vocal from the actual hit itself. A compilation box set of that stuff would sell 1 million tomorrow. I know I could sell it to 50 people in 5 minutes on the phone. It's just priceless, and I can't believe they haven't exploited, not in the bad sense of the word, but in the good sense of the word, exploited those tracks. Smokey Robinson, Tears of a Clown, solo. You can hear him swallowing and breathing in between words. Unreal. The actual vocal of the actual track of the song. And then on the other side, the bands. And sometimes the backup vocals. Sometimes the backup vocals are on the same one, too. With the Supremes, Stevie Wonder. Unbelievable. For Once in My Life. Solo, like in this room, quiet. Unreal. Amazing. And I've got a lot of other things, too, that are just spectacular. I never include pirated stuff, but I do include bootleg stuff. Pirated being copies of things commercially available. As a matter of fact, I had a record by a band called Stars back in the 70s. They were a band, I forgot they were from, but they had I think Cherry was their hit single. And but I didn't buy it. So I deleted it and trashed it because I found out it was available. Now I'm going to go and actually purchase it because it's, you know, these are my brother musicians. I don't want to take a penny of royalties away from them. So anything that I have that should have been purchased gets deleted and I go buy it. And then I usually trade it back into Amoeba. Always for store credit, never for the cash, and then accentuate my collection even more. So try to keep as ethical as possible in this downloading age we live in. I loved Ampeg for years, and most of my life has been spent playing Ampeg stuff. And as what happened with a lot of big companies, in the early to mid 80s, Fender was in disarray. The Fender stuff from that era is kind of shaky. Somebody had control of the company that didn't know what they had, and as a result, it trickled down. Mismanagement caused there to be products put out that were substandard. Now Fender is better than ever, as good or better than ever. They know what they got now. They got a heritage instrument that is iconic and was played by Dylan and Hendrix and the Beatles and everybody for ages. So, and they're taking good care, good custody of that heritage. Ampeg similarly. Ampeg was to bass amps what Marshall is to guitar amps, and unfortunately, no disrespect intended, but it was bought out by a company. I believe, to some degree, that same situation may be happening again. And as a result, we have some quality control issues, I believe, that I've seen myself personally. And I find it hard to continue to endorse a product that's having a problem like that, because I don't want to see people drop their hard-earned cash on something and not get exactly what they're paying for. That may not be happening, but that's just been my impression. And I hope they come back as strong or better than ever. They can. I have faith in that they will. But in the meantime, I'm just it's not working for me. You know, so I felt terrible about it and sad about it. And so I wish them well, but I had to move on. And Larry Hartke has always been in touch with me over the years. Not to try and muscle in or anything, but he said, you know, if we ever can, you know, if you need anything from us or want to try anything, we're here for you anytime. So the good thing about Larry Hartke and his amps are his name is on the amp. So when there's a problem, in the end, it's his name on that amp. And not only for guys who endorse his product, but for the average customer as well. You know, so I tried a bunch of amps. There's a lot of great stuff out there, but the Hartke stuff seemed to I seemed to adapt to faster and easier. And plus, they went to paper speaker cones. They're using the AK series. It's not the aluminum one. The aluminum one had a little thing to me that some guys love, but it didn't appeal to me personally. So when I knew he did the paper speaker cones, I thought they sounded really warm and really smooth and really wooden tone. And so I just plugged my normal stuff into the Hartke thing, a few adjustments and a few tweaks. I'm still tweaking it out, though. I'm still not quite up to speed on it. But I remember when I first went back to Ampeg after using all pro audio gear for years when Ampeg was out of business, it took me a long time to tweak those out, too. So now, a similar thing with Hartke. It'll be a faster process, I think, because I've been through this tweaking process a couple of times now, so each time it gets shorter and shorter. But I wish Ampeg well. I feel bad about it, and I'm brokenhearted over it, and I hope they do well in the future. But I'm excited about the Hartke stuff. And there is a couple of issues with the tonality of it that I'm real pleased about. The Hartke stuff is quick and fast, and it responds, and it's tight, and it's sharp, and it's together, and it's not woofy and floppy, and it's worked out really well. I did 5 shows with Eddie Jobson. I did a tour with Eddie Jobson from UK. It was myself, Eddie Jobson, Mark Bonilla, TJ Hemerick on guitar, Mark, and TJ on guitar, Mark singing. And on drums we had Mike Mancini and Marco Miniman at the same time, which is pretty cool because they're just both blazing, vicious drummers. And as a bass player, it was great to play with a double setup who actually had it worked out. And I used the Hartke stuff for that, and it was just great. Loud as can be. Loud, clean, righteous, sharp, notes stopping in when you intend them to. And I was real pleased with it. And reviews of the shows indicated the same. People enjoyed the tonality of the Hartke stuff. So I'm off with Hartke now, and very, very pleased about it.
Awesome.
I'll probably use 2 410 and 2 single 15s. I use the 15s for highs, the 410s for lows, which sounds backwards. But the 410, those small speakers in clusters, which Ampeg initially pioneered, I think, back in the day. The 410s, and there's 2 per cabinet enclosure within an 810 or 410 cabinet. Those small speakers in clusters are a great way to get low end because those speakers are fast, so things aren't moving around. Where the 15, you'd think, well, you want to use that for low end because it's a larger speaker. But in fact, the greater surface area tends to smooth out any sharpness of high frequency, in my humble opinion, in my experience. Back in the old days, I used a JBL, just all JBL, all BGW power amps, and all my own preamps, compressors, and it was just all components. And that was I used that for the time in my life when I really started to develop what I do now as a player. And smooth out high frequencies out of those 15s was just really sweet, and I really liked it a lot. So I'm going back to that a little bit. As a matter of fact, even with Ampeg, before I left, I was trying some of their 15s and things like that, just to go back to more 15 tone rather than the 410 tone for high end. And it's just a sweeter, softer, not as shrill or harsh or biting tone. And I'm kind of treble sensitive for some reason as a bass player. I always try to pull the highs down and do more mid and low mids on my high end, and then let the low pickup do the super lows through whatever is doing it. So I do like the tonality of those 15s for high end. So it'll probably be the basic setup will be 4 cabinets, 2 410 cabinets, which will be for the lows, 2 single 15s, which will be for the highs.